If you've ever wondered how people are making these crazy VFX styled videos, well, I'm going to show you exactly how. And you've probably seen a bunch of these viral videos online recently where they're all made with just one tool called Higgsfield, and it's probably one of the easiest AI tools to use right now. Now in this video, I'm going to be covering some of my favorite effects, but I'm also going to be showing you how you can create unlimited AI images of yourself super easily. So you can then use those images to create whatever VFX style video you want. Now don't get me wrong, these videos are really awesome, but you can also use this tool with real world use cases. For example, you may have seen that viral coffee video on Instagram. Well, that was made with Higgsfield. Those viral Earth zoom out effects, again, that was made with Higgsfield. So you can create some really cinematic videos, or you can just use your everyday photos inside of your camera roll to create some really cool videos. Now quickly, before we jump into it all, if you're new to AI and want to actually learn how to use all the best tools to create content for yourself or for your brand, or you just want to stay ahead of AI, then make sure to check out my AI community down below. But with all that said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Okay, so the tool that allows us to create these effects is called Higgsfield, and you can head over to higgsfield.ai, or you can just go ahead and click on the link in the description down below and it'll bring you to this homepage. Now you may feel a little overwhelmed when you're here because there is a lot going on, but all you want to do is scroll down a little bit until you see the visual effects. Go ahead and click on that, and then this is where you're going to find all of these effects like the flame on or even the freeze effect, but you can create pretty much whatever you want. For example, you could make yourself start flying, or you could have a car exploding behind you. You could even duplicate yourself or turn yourself invisible. Now, I know what you're thinking, this is really awesome, but I don't actually have any images I can use, or they're pretty basic, but just me in my home. Well, later on in this video, I'm actually going to show you how you can create unlimited AI image of yourself in any environment. And if you want to recreate an exact image you're seeing in one of these templates, you can actually go ahead and completely recreate that and put your own face on it. So then you can go ahead and upload that, and then you can recreate the exact same video that you're seeing inside of Higgsfield. So be sure to stay tuned for that. But quickly, I do want to actually go ahead and show you how to create these videos first. Then I'm going to show you how you can create your different AI images. So if we head over back to the visual effects tab, we can actually go ahead and create whatever effect we want. So if we go on the money rain, you'll see that it then opens up this tab right here, and then you have a bunch of different options. Now these are basically just examples of the type of effects and different scenarios that you could do. So we can click on this one or this one, and it's basically going to give us a prompt as well as the effect and the image that was used. If we go ahead and click on recreate, this is what's going to bring us onto the create tab, which you can access right up here, and then video. Now you can completely change whichever effect and whichever prompt you want right inside of this section right here. If you did want to change an effect, just click on change, and then you'll see it right here. Now in order to create the videos, it's incredibly simple. You basically want to remove that, and then you can add whatever you want. So you can import any image. So for example, we have a bunch of AI images that you can see right here. For example, this is me running in a parking lot. This is me just walking in the street with a sword. This is me in the field. You can see that you've got a bunch of different examples. So if we actually go ahead and select an image, so for example, we can use this one, which looks really cool. You just drag that in, and then you don't actually need to give it a prompt because you have an image. And basically the way that Higgsfield works is it's all template based. So these effects basically have built-in prompts. So it's going to create that effect on your image. So all you have to do is make sure to select your duration. So let's say we want 6 seconds. We're going to change the resolution to 1080p. Then we're going to go ahead and click on generate, and boom, here's our video. Now that looks great, and you might have been like, hang on a minute, but the image that you used is exact same as the image from the template. And if you're thinking that, then you're absolutely correct, because I actually went ahead and recreated that. So if you want to go ahead and create whatever image you want, or you want to create the exact same image that you see in the template, here's how to do it inside of Higgsfield. Head back to the home page, and then you want to go ahead and click on character. From here, you can see you have your make your own character tab. So click on create character. Then from here, you basically want to have something called a data set. So this is basically a bunch of images of yourself. So if I give you a quick preview, we've got a nice one inside of my studio, but then we've got random ones of me on my laptop, and then just a basic portrait, me pulling a stupid face, all of that. So you basically want to have a bunch of different images in a bunch of different locations, side profiles, front profiles, you laughing, you smiling. Basically here you can see a bunch of examples that you want. So you want stuff with a clear face in them. You don't want anything really covering your face, like a face mask or sunglasses. And then from here, you just want to select all of your images and then drag them in here. And then you're going to see that it starts uploading your images. Now you can upload up to 70 images. So the more images that you put, the more data Higgsfield has to train on your face. And again, I do want to specify, make sure you have a bunch of different angles. For example, if you want an image of yourself in a side view, but you've only uploaded like front on portraits, like it's not really going to be able to do that because it hasn't got any data to do that. You will see it also ranks your images to see if they're good quality. So here you can see that it is excellent quality, which is great. So from here, you want to go ahead and enter your name. So Seb, and then click on generate. Now, I'm not going to do this because I already have a bunch of different characters, but it's basically going to bring you back onto this page once it's generated your character. And then you can go ahead and click on selecting your character, and then you can create whatever image you want. So from here, you can just type in a simple prompt like a man in a street. And then here you can change your aspect ratio, so 16:9. Here you can change your quality from basic to high. And then you can see that our character is selected. And here we actually have a 2000s fashion. So this is basically a template. So here you can see that you have all of these different styles of templates that you can select. But if you want a basic, general, or iPhone style, or even realistic, I recommend selecting either of these options. We're going to click generate. And then here you can see that we have our 4 images. Now, if you want to go ahead and recreate the images you're seeing in these templates. So if we come back to this page, you can see here we have our image. If we actually go ahead and right click and select open image in new tab, it's basically going to allow us to download this image, which we can see right here. From here, we want to head back to our characters tab, and then we can come back to our Finder. We can just drag and drop this image in here, and you'll see that the prompt box actually disappears, but our image has now loaded in. So we go ahead and click on generate, boom. You can see that it successfully recreated that entire image, but instead of the woman, it's now me, which is absolutely crazy. So from here, you can come back to that page. You can then click on recreate. You can get rid of this prompt, and then you can just drag and drop the image that you've just created. Now, because we've already created this one in the past, boom, drag that in, and then boom, you can go ahead and recreate this video. Now, I want to remind you that you can recreate any image online. It's not just the images you're seeing inside of Higgsfield. Basically, go ahead and download whatever image you want, select your character, and then you can recreate whatever image you want in your exact style, which is awesome. Now to finish off, I want to show you a few extra more features. If we head over to change, you'll see up here you have a few different video models. Now the effect that we used was actually a brand new one from Minimax. Now here you'll see that you have your effects, which is really cool, but there aren't actually that many effects. The most popular ones that you're seeing online are actually from Higgsfield. So up here you have your video models, Higgsfield, Minimax, Seedance, and VO3. They all specialize in something different. But if you want those trending effects, then go ahead and click on effects, and that's going to automatically populate all of these effects that you're seeing on screen right now, like the set on fire or the invisible, or even this really weird mouth zoom in effect. But you do also have your basic camera controls. So for example, you've got a car chase, or you've got the crane shots, which are really cool. Now these are all traditional cinematic film movements, like your zoom ins, your lazy Susans, and all of that. But then you have epic camera controls, which is a little bit more of the higher production level videos, like the bullet time effect or a crane over the head. You even have your FPV drone shots. Now this one is really cool. You can basically just upload any landscape image, and then it's going to go ahead and recreate this. So you actually head back to the Explore tab and then click on Visual Effects, and then click on the FPV drone. Here you can see a bunch of different examples. So if we click on that, you can see that this right here is the image that they used. Again, for this one, this is the image that is used. So it's actually super creative in going ahead and recreating your image and turning it into a video. Now, finally, to finish off, if you go back to this change bit, you'll see here you actually have mix. Now, mix allows you to add 2 different effects to create your video. So if we click on the action run and set on fire, you'll then see here you have your 2 different effects. Now here you can see it has 85% and then 50%. Now this is what Higgsfield thinks is the best for this effect, but you can actually go ahead and tweak this. You can see you got your little slider here, so you can decrease this, or you could increase the action run or decrease it. Then you can go ahead and just hit generate or type in a quick prompt, and then you've got your video. Now they did also just introduce draw to video, which is a brand new feature which released a few days ago, where you can basically just draw on top of your image to then create a video. So from this example here, you can see that they've added this text as well as this, and even a specific item. And then if you go ahead and click on generate, it's then going to recreate that exact video with what you've prompted it on the image, which is absolutely crazy. So Higgsfield allows you to create basically whatever you want with all of these templates, and you even have this new feature where you can just draw on your image to prompt to do exactly what you want. So I hope you guys did find this video helpful, and if you did, then be sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. And again, if you want to actually learn how to master all of the best AI tools and stay ahead of the curve, then be sure to check out my AI community down below. I'll see you in the next one.